events that are taking place in Burundi, particularly since April 27, 2020, the day of the launch of the campaign for presidential, legislative and municipal elections scheduled for 20 May 2020 are beyond all understanding and leave perplexed any person of good faith and any Burundian driven by a sense of patriotism and the desire to see security of all Burundians and all those residing in Burundi. Many of us questioned the relevance of holding the 2020 elections without having put the country in order after the crisis that erupted in 2015, which left enormous damage in all sectors of national life. We do not count the number of those who have lost their lives in this crisis, those who have mysteriously disappeared with no whereabouts today, those in exiles, those overcrowded prisons and other places of detention, the victims of torture and other abuses, the victims of rape and other gender-based violence, and all those victims of other serious and massive violations of human rights. The country is in trouble today. Justice has become the tool of the executive. The legislature serves the executive. Education and health are no longer at the service of the nation, but they compromise every day the future and well-being of the nation. The current government should have acknowledged that a country will never be built on disagreements and should have done everything in its power to settle disputes before embarking on the electoral process. It did not deem this important and preferred to organize the elections while ignoring the very large number of refugees and prisoners who are still waiting for the crisis to be settled so that they can go back home, regain their freedom as citizens of Burundi, and the full enjoyment of their civic rights. The irresponsibility and carelessness of the government in place in Burundi had just been exposed once again by the organization of the elections at this very moment when the whole world is restless since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. Many of us had believed that His Excellency Mr. Pierre Nkurunziza, President of the Republic, in his position at the highest level of the leadership of the country, could have used his authority and influence to get his collaborators to agree to put forward the highest interest of the nation. When the security and lives of the people are threatened in a country, everything comes to a halt and energies are channeled to rescue actions. The gatherings of the population that we observe in the current electoral campaign, when we know how the coronavirus pandemic is spreading, and when we know that Burundi has already officially declared the existence of the coronavirus cases in the country, make us shudder. The Mouvement des Femmes et Filles pour la Paix et la Sécurité au Burundi would like once again to make this appeal to the current leaders of the country. Take your responsibilities and put forward the security and the life of the nation and its people. Our appeal is also addressed to the people of Burundi. Brothers and sisters, the value of your life is higher than any benefit you expect from these gatherings. Keep in mind the risk you are running. Stop responding blindly to the invitations or take steps to protect yourselves before you attend the meetings. Our call seems indeed contradicting everything you hear from those who invite you to the meetings. But remember that a life lost does never come back. The responsibility for your life and your security is primarily in your hands. Be your own guardians and be the guardians of all your relatives and those around you. Do not expose yourselves to regret the day you would fall victim of a disaster you saw coming. This is the message of the Mouvement des Femmes et Filles pour la Paix et la Sécurité au Burundi.